That's a good way to start this. Salutations and welcome to the One Player Podcast. I've been up all night. Oh, man. I don't know. Let me try. I'm trying to shake all the cobwebs off because I've been up all night trying to catch up on videos again because I've been hanging with Sky and her with her call and everything on her after streams. I'm usually down by then, but no, not this time. I guess I don't know. Sometimes I get like really determined, and if I'm determined enough, I'll power through. Today was one of them, and I had like 2 energy drinks downstairs just to make sure I would. But man, I must have gotten maybe like less than an hour of sleep. Also, fuck that helicopter. God damn it. Everything was flying too close up here. Of course, I'm higher ground, so, you know. Tag team by the fucking train outside, too. God damn it. It's gonna keep coming in and out, and I don't have, like, a game in the background to power over it or something like that, because that's what I usually did to get all my LP done. Yeah, it's already done. Like I said, I just gotta upload it. You guys already got the first half from my channel. You're gonna get the slight change in scheduling. I have a special thing I'm going to be putting up tomorrow, Monday, and another Tuesday through Saturday will be the other 50 missions of Urban Rain. So I'll go through that, and I'm putting out. I haven't put them out yet, but I'm going through like the next LP I was doing after that. So I was practicing with that. So which I can't say yet because spoilers, but. And I usually give you like the clue at the end of any LP that I do. I'll give you a clue. I'll probably save that for next week. I got something from Archgrid saying that maybe I should start doing this monthly. I was feeling out the process. That was one thing of doing it. Like maybe I start doing it monthly and I just start going through pay-per-views as opposed to just Monday through Friday, because that's how a lot of people are doing it, because sometimes Raw and SmackDown can get a little samey, and maybe I can just kind of condense all of Raw and SmackDown into being like, okay, here's what happened the lead up to this match, or something like that. That's what I was thinking of doing. Another thing was, because Next aka Power Guy reminded me, hey, when does it become not so one player? Because he wanted to share his thoughts, and I'm sure I can find other people. Maryland's pretty good with that. Maybe I can bring PM in on it. Maybe Vicious, I don't know if he still keeps up with Raw and SmackDown. I don't know, and I'm trying a hard time keeping up with it, mostly because Sky's been streaming a lot of Persona 4, and I'm like really digging that. She usually does that over the weekdays, and it's usually around nights, and that's usually when Raw comes on, and I'll tape that. Now they have my TV. I updated my cable box with DVR, so now I can tape Raw and SmackDown, and I can watch that and go over that maybe a little more closely. You know, sometimes I forget things, but now I'm keeping track of everything. So, I just had a lot to think about. Like, my thought process is, I kind of don't want to, because I don't want to do it, because I'm not, like, the biggest fan of, like, abrupt changes like that. You know, sometimes it works out, and sometimes, like, I'm trying to be optimistic about it, but I'm also, like, plus I don't know what I would use, like, if I'd have to pay money to get, or find a way to, like, figure out how to record calls, because I don't have anything for that. I don't know why Skype doesn't have something like that by default, that you could do something with that, because you could just have, like, that kind of thing all the time. Now it's like an add-on, and these brought up Pamela, but that's more money I gotta put in maybe, and what if it doesn't work? I think I just gotta, it's something I gotta look into and test out, and maybe I can talk to the, next time I'm in a call with Sky and everybody else, I'll be like, hey, what do you guys think? What do you guys use? Because I know Zafiro Rubino, back during the days of, what was it called? Mystery Skype Theater would do that, and maybe it's something I could just do for the fun of it again. Maybe I can rekindle that myself if I, that's just a lot to think about, and a lot to be like, should I or shouldn't I? Should I bring people in? Maybe it's a good idea. I don't know. Because I don't talk to a lot of people on Skype outside of Kuzi's group and Sky's group. That's pretty much it. So I don't know. Who else I would bring, and I don't want to bring in newer people I don't know. Or if I do, maybe I can do interviews. It's a lot to think about, because I've never once thought of deviating from the single player podcast, and now that now I have more time to devote to that, I can be like, maybe that's the next step. Maybe I create the episode 1. Maybe I start over on the not so one player podcast. So was this 29? I figure by next week's episode I'll do my Raw and SmackDown, and I'll have my final say. I'm thinking of doing this, continuing the weekly thing, but again, because it's bringing people in, and I don't know who's up this early right now. Because like I said, I've been up, and I usually do this very, very early to get it out of the way, because I talk a lot just by myself. That's another thing, because I don't know, we're bringing other people in, this would end up being an hour and a half, 2 hours long, not even counting pay-per-views. That would be it's become the problem that KZ had with it now has become mine. So it's gonna be long, so it's a lot to upload. So it's just a lot to think about, and probably not something I should be thinking about with less than an hour of sleep. All right, I'm gonna look at my notes so I don't deviate too much before I start talking incessantly. Not much going on other game wise. I know it's coming to the October, and that's the big time for all these different games to come out. Every other week a new game I'm interested in is coming out. This Tuesday, of course, going by the it's going to be Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I'll be getting the new, not the new Samurai Warriors, but 4-2. I don't know what changes will bring. It's only getting that one new character that looks like Bargain Basement Armor of Wildfire. I'll post a pic of that real quick and show that off. But yeah, even though I said I'm trying to save money, but even though I did end up with a couple of different eats, by a couple I mean I'll 2-part this sumbitch, because I probably won't do it go anywhere next week. Well, who knows? Because it was me and my mom, because my mom was coming back from, because she's been out of work for a while. She's because it was she was tired all the time, and due to stress, so I was trying to help her out, and we both went to by my work. I saw this just on the side, it probably just opened up last week, this I forget the name of the store, but it had a lot of different Mexican eats down there, just the products there as well. So I grabbed a whole bunch of couple things down there. It's even got a little area where they make their own tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and my god. While I was waiting for the live food, I was picking up a couple things. I had the tacos of the day. I kept it safe because it was just maybe lettuce and cilantro, or a kind of a mix with the rice or something like that. It was I had a pork one and I think a steak one, and one tasted kind of weird. Maybe it's the steak one and then the pork one was good, or maybe it was the other way around. I couldn't tell. But she took the quesadilla, and that was better than, it was 10 times better than any quesadilla I've probably had. Maybe. It was pretty good. But I picked up a couple of things, and I got pictures of the brands because otherwise you might not recognize them. So they're kind of different to find. Mirinda, which means wonderful in Esperanto, a huge brand of soda in Spain. Lots of different flavors. I only saw the orange to try out. A Wikipedia entry listed a great deal, including banana. A banana soda. This I must find, because I'm a huge fan of banana. Especially since the orange one was so good. These bottles are long, too. Sons of bitches to open with just my hands. Even through, like you go around the bottle cap and you have the shirt on. It's like the edge is still kind of cutting into me. I'm like, shit. So, you're getting this, get yourself like a little bottle opener, or what I had, I was like the can opener, like the little pointy thing on the side for bottles. I had to use one of them for a couple of these bottles. I'm usually on top of just opening bottles. Like the stuff I usually get is I can just, it's either like plastic caps or bottle caps I can actually get around without cutting up my palm trying to open them. Burritas Fresa, which Fresa I believe means strawberry, because the other one is Burritas Pina, which I know it means pineapple. Like pina coladas. Pineapple colada. I don't know what the other. It's this long snack cake with like jelly in the middle of it. It's like those cookies with the jelly in the middle of it in the shape of flowers, kind of. Trying to describe it in that regard, but this one's just like a softer, longer, like wafer kind of thing. So, and it got a little more strawberry in it, like in the middle. So it was like it's pretty good. Fucking train again. See, this is why I'm reluctant a little bit to do the multi-tap thing. Well, the not so one-player podcast, which is what I would just probably default to and call it that. The not so one-player, like because I was thinking it'd be like a variety show and be like, you never know. But anyway, let me get back to Squirt Soda. The bottle logo looked a lot like Sprite's, like almost. And by kind of looked like, it was fucking exact. And it did pretty much taste like one, too, but a little more focus went to the citrus side of things. Like it was like a little more lemony, a little more to the lemon lime of it. So it wasn't quite as clean as Sprite. You get a tiny bit more zing to it, but it was also in the same bottle as the Mirinda, which I had also, so I had a bottle cap open that sucker, but still good. Very good. Gansito, which means little goose, kind of like this is like a Twinkie that's chocolate covered with chocolate, them like sprinkles, what do they call them, jimmies? Sometimes I call them jimmies, sometimes chocolate sprinkles, the little, don't know how to describe them, I don't know if there's like an actual name for them. I feel like Jimmy's is like a kid fan term that we had for it, or something like that. That just, there's a bit of cream and jelly inside of this. This was okay. I was like, this wasn't as was the sponge marshmallow cookies. 4 small dollops of this coconut marshmallow on top of a cookie, and in between the 4 dollops is another dollop of jelly. After all the snack eats I've gotten, they were all the same brand called Marinella, so maybe that jelly's a common thing for that. There's also, sorry, I didn't write this down, Toadies. It's like, there was one that was chili lemon, which was like, alright, stay away from this one. The other one's just like they're like little tiny rings, kind of like, consisting of like, just really, onion rings, kind of, but not really, because it's just like, I guess it's the same consistency as like a Funyun, more or less, but it's like they're a lot smaller, and they were lime and salt flavored, so they're okay. They were alright. I think they're pretty good. But yeah, the sodas like really, really blew me away, as did the Cidro Mundel naturally flavored apple soda. Not strong because it's not it's not the green apple I was more used to. The Goya and the Jolly Rancher and there was that other one I got when I ate Mediterranean with my folks. It's a very light apple flavor, kind of like carbonated apple juice, but it doesn't have like that that apple kind of very sweet aftertaste to it. It's kind of an interesting blend. It's really good. But yeah, I was more than happy with that place, and I'll have like a part 2 because I found a couple of other things that I don't know if I'm going to be going out for anything else after that. So, and I still got half the stuff I bought from the other place I went to. Because I went to my my stores that I usually go to, and I saw a couple of new things there. But I'll talk about that for possibly the final one-player podcasts, if things work out. Like, I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna just dismiss it. I'm gonna. Again, I'm a little apprehensive about it, but mostly psyched to see if something like that could work, because I kind of have like a separate idea for something like that. I don't know. It's just something I gotta talk to people about and kind of kick it around with them a little bit, see what they think. Because I know I talked to you guys, but I don't. Well, I get a couple comments from you guys, and I'm still getting like people really like them. I'm glad I'm getting thumbs up for just about whatever I put up, I guess. Like, I know Whatchacallit took a while, and that was like, and people are starting to really react to the Urban Rune. Like, I was like, I'm getting more consistent with videos, and I'm having fun again, and I'm trying to think of what else I could do. That's why I first came up with like doing the podcast monthly. So I'm like, okay, because there's other videos I can make. I could just now I'm back in full swing, almost like on LPs, like I have been. Mostly for probably my own sanity, because you gotta have like a day to yourself, you know. Probably would drive me nuts if I kept that going. But anyway, so I don't know. Maybe I will stick with weekly, just because I like how, like, I have fun with it, and the feedback's usually pretty good for a lot of my videos. I'm just, like, everything's been good. Like, LP is good. When I sing, that's pretty good. Haikus, people love that shit. Should I get a book and just start writing shit down? Just pop out a haiku every week for y'all. Just like, oh, it's Saturday, so it's time for haiku with Renoa. Do. Do that intro. I like how that looked too. I'm so glad. I forget what text I use sometimes. I usually don't do it that often, so when it does come up, it's special. Maybe if I start doing it weekly, it'll rob it of its specialness. I'm almost a little of that mind too. I'm like, yeah, don't want to treat it like an everyday occurrence, like an every week occurrence. I'm like, no, it won't be as special. I do have another haiku already in mind, but it won't be till like later this year. So, how later? Well, you have to watch channel and find out, won't you? Yeah. So yeah, you're getting another one. I do have another one just up in here. So, but anyway, time to talk about what most of the podcast goes on. I mean, Draka said he watched maybe 2 or 3 in one shot to catch up. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Dude's committed. I'll give him that. That train has it in for me today. It's always early morning, too. The bus don't run that much. Wish the train didn't. It seems to come by because my house practically sits just right across from the train tracks, too, so I'm always getting it up here. So, and again, I don't have, video game audio because usually, if I have that, if I'm just doing LPs, that'll balance it out, mostly. Just gotta keep it high enough or whatever. But anyway, Monday Night Raw opens with the Wyatts. Nice change of pace, but cutting to the announcers during their entrance, I'm not a fan. I don't know, you wouldn't do it for the Undertaker, like, at all. There's some things you don't do. You don't, like, they gotta cut the announcers and be like, welcome to Monday Night Raw, while the lights are down and the music's playing and everyone's got their cell phone lights out. I'm like, oh, fuck off. Fuck right off. You can do this later, you know. You have 3 fucking hours, you know. You can just wait till after this promo's done. Because Bray doesn't get much out. He's like, yeah, he tried to warn Roman Reigns, but apparently I didn't speak loud enough. Tried to warn you with our actions, but we didn't hit hard enough. You thought you could outrun your destiny. At Night of Champions, I touched Mount Olympus, grabbed their golden idol by the throat, and brought him to his knees. Out comes Roman alone. Not smart. He's like, it's not just about Roman Reigns, it's about you and me. It started here, so let's end it here. Send the biggins back to the swamp, and we'll see who makes it out of here tonight. Bray's in no position for that, so Roman says, what, you scared to go one-on-one? Because we don't need a ref. We don't even need a match. Let's just fight. And Bray's like, all right, I'll send him away. So we get our fight, which looks vaguely like a wrestling match. Okay. The others do get involved after a while, though. Roman pretty much has that fight won, as I figured he would. And out comes Ambrose to back Reigns up. Over the top rope onto Strowman, who doesn't even budge, let alone get taken off his feet. They actually do pretty well, but Strowman once again the difference maker. And hey, Orton's back to send the heels scurrying. Takes a from the top rope Ambrose drop kick from Orton and Superman punch in that order to send Strowman out of the ring and send the heels away backstage. Speaking of backstage, Seth comes into the Authority's office. We're gonna come up with a plan, and the camera pans to Coon in a suit as the director of operations. Hey, Seth, who do you need to take care of? And Seth's like, you fucking attacked me. And Kane's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've been out of action the past couple weeks after Brock Lesnar broke my ankle. Didn't you get the email? Seth's like, yeah, I've been willing to apologize for that, especially what I said to you and what I did afterwards. Like, he pretty much kicked him while he was down right in there. I was like, heat of the moment, but where's Triple H and Steph? And Kane's like, they haven't arrived yet. Don't worry, you have a rematch for the U.S. title against Cena tonight. Go get them. Yeah. Mind games. As the boys from OSW Review would say. Mind games. I don't know if I'm doing that justice. Rematch from the pre-show. As the pre-show of Night of Champions, as I figure. As somebody said, yeah, we're going to get this match. I forget who it was on Twitter, but I'm like, yeah, he pretty much called it. Stardust and his S-henchmen versus the men that forgot about the original Sin Cara. Kalisto taking out everybody in this match. He gets the W1 victor into what I can only describe as, I forget if it's Victor or Connor. I think it's like the one with the ponytail is Victor. I don't particularly care. Is probably the most honest roundabout way I can say that. Not roundabout, but because that's two different things. But like, he's about to slam Kalisto, and then Kalisto just uses his weight against someone twice as big as he is. I'm like, that's what I mean. Like, he just sold like someone half his size, like crashing, like using his weight to get the pin on him. I'm like, huh? That doesn't make sense. Okay, whatever. Seth in the back run into the Authority, and apparently Triple H and Steph did not know about Kane being back either. They tell Seth, focus on Cena, we'll focus on Kane. Former Intercontinental Champion, the Ryback, set to face Bo Dallas, and Kevin Owens comes out with his prize to gloat and join the commentary booth. Bo congratulates Kevin on being the new IC champion. He's like, oh, thank you. See, I always like that Bo Dallas. He's a good guy. I'm like, yeah. Ryback, you didn't lose the title because you didn't believe. You believed you were better than Kevin Owens, but you never will be. Believe me. Well. And anyone else want him with, like, at least one throwaway match with Roman Reigns where he's just like, believe that. Oh. And then Roman Reigns just beats him clean in like a minute or something like that. Like, gotta make him look strong. Even though he's been languishing in the mid-card ever since WrestleMania, arguably. Once again, that's not Roman Reigns' fault. I blame the booking, because it's kind of usually what I do. I guess that's what the Twitter and the IWC as a whole kind of blame. It's hard to point the finger at the superstars when it's the booking makes it so much the shit booking that they didn't do that the cancer thing. I really thought they were gonna shove that down our throats like every weeks for like the month of like September, October, or something like that. But nah, I think October comes up with like that. I think they're going back to, because it's October. It's gonna be the ropes are pink, and it's gonna be that Susan G. Komen thing. I think that's in October. Ryback's pissed and taking it out on Bo. Not that Bo's not giving anything to Ryback. He gets his in too. But Meat Hook and Shellshock brings this match to an end, as I figured, and then Owens immediately out of the commentary table just jumps on him, fights him for a while, but Ryback gets another Meat Hook in, and Owens has to escape the following Shellshock with the title. Woo! Ric Flair rocks the mic. Do I look like a happy father? A proud father? I'll spare you my horrible. I don't know. It's. I'm used to older Ric Flair. That was like really like classic Ric Flair. Like, the belt proclaiming the real world champion. The old one, like he gets like older. It gets like less pronounced. He's like, or more pronounced, I should say, maybe like, Ric Flair 16. Wait, that was a little Dusty Rhodes. Like Ric Flair 16-time world champion, baby. Oh, Dusty. I do a better Dusty impression than Ric Flair. That's still my most disliked video, and whoo. Y'all haters better lighten the fuck up, because I'm doing dumber shit than that this year. I probably have done dumber shit than if you look around, I'm like, maybe not, I don't know. I'm like, shitty Ric Flair impersonation. Have I done dumber than that? Recent memory? Maybe the haters got it right for once. Maybe they got a point. I don't know. Who am I to say? Anyway, do I look like a happy father, a proud father? There are times in a man's life when things happen that are so special, you don't know what to say. First time you walk down that ramp, look at the 10,000 people winning your first championship, or your second, third, fourth, or, when you fall in love, or your second, third, fourth. As only Ric Flair can. Woo. Okay, get a little awkward now. But my proudest moment is not any of my matches or wins. It was last night. It didn't belong to me. It belonged to the. Please welcome the new Divas champion, Charlotte. Charlotte says, I had to compose myself. Me and my dad tend to cry when we're in the ring together. Tonight's no different, mind you. Like, Ric Flair's already tearing up. I'm like, wow, geez, really? Again? I don't know. It's like I'm blading a different liquid. If I wanted to get really dark with that, like I didn't even hit myself. Like, oof. And yeah, HD does not do that man's forehead justice. You can see the damage he's done. Like, and I've seen in TNA where he just like he'll just bring the knuckles to his forehead, and it'll start bleeding. Like, wow, holy shit! Like, I don't know who looks worse with their like just tattered forehead at this point. Either Ric Flair or probably Abdullah the Butcher. Maybe looks like slightly worse. Maybe because you can like. He's like a darker man, and you can actually like see all the tissue damage. Like Ric Flair's kind of like reddish, kind of, and maybe like not as well seen, maybe because it's like all kind of red anyway and welted. But I think those two are probably in the front running for that, and I think Mick Foley does it too, like bust like the side of his face or maybe like the bridge of his nose or something like that. I'm just remembering like the Ric Flair Mick Foley standoff at TNA. Like once again over a book feud. I'm like, wow, you did this in WWE already. Like, you're rekindling in TNA. Like, you wrote another book, you fat slobber son of a bitch. Woo! That's right, I wrote a book. Yeah, you son of a bitch. Like, you want a match with Ric Flair? The answer is yes, you son of a bitch. Like, can they just have a debate? Like, those two just yelling at each other is, like, probably, like, the best part. Like, the wrestling thing, maybe not so much, but it's Ric Flair, who can pretty much carry just about anybody. Even Mick Foley, like, was never, like, the best in wrestling, but he, too, could carry a promo in a match in his own way, so I think that's why that worked. I think that's why TNA went back to that. I didn't see the match. I was probably like, But man, I keep getting off topic. But yeah, Charlotte's on her. She's like, my dad and I tend to cry when they're in the ring together. I sat where all the people sat, wanting to be like you when I grew up, and if I can make you half as proud of me as I am of you, I'll know I've done a good job as your daughter. PCB. Since the revolution started, teaming with you two night after night has been a dream of mine. And in the process of gunning for the Divas title since day one of coming in here, I made some friends. Becky, you make me smile every day. You remind me how short life is and how to not be so serious all the time. And Paige, we started in NXT together. You were the first NXT champion, and I followed in your footsteps since. I've looked up to you. I want to be where you were, and that's why I'm here now. And Paige's like, oh, that's nice. Thank you. This celebration is for Charlotte, but who made all this possible? Me! Heel turn! Yeah, Paige is like, this is all so patronizing. You sound like you've been inducted in the Hall of Fame, for Christ's sake. You won that title? My first day I won it, and let me give you some champ-to-champ advice. Titles change, and Nikki and her hippie sister and her third wheel are going to take that title back from you, and then the Divas division's going to go right back where it was. There's no revolution, you're a placeholder. And Becky, you're never going to be Divas champ because you're the least relevant of all of us. Team Bad is all flesh and no substance. And Sasha Banks being undefeated and still not having a title shot, which is all flesh and substance. What was it, like hashtag Page Bomb or something like that? And I didn't know what it was, but I'm like, oh, she probably turned heel. Because I got a little spoiled before I saw this because I was on Twitter looking up stuff, and then they were talking about like all the stuff that happened. I was like, oh, damn it, I forgot wrestling was on. But yeah, she's like, she continues, Lana and Summer too busy trying to figure out who they want to climb on top of rather than that Divas Championship. And Daddy, where are you? Do you even work here anymore, Miss Hart? And the real reason Bella's got to where they are? Yeah, you know. She's like, yeah. Stop trying to act like you're a someone, Charlotte, because you'd be nothing were it not for your old man. And Charlotte wants to tear the blue tips off a Paige at this point. She's like, good on her for selling like that. It's like, she was pissed. Like, wow, it's personal. And for some reason, Becky's like, no, back off. Like, I was like 2-on-1 that bitch. Go in there. Like, she's 90% right, except for Team Bad. You know, it's mostly because I'm a big fan of that group. I'm just like, they don't get their title. But now Paige is, like, taking kind of the heat off of them a little bit with this heel turn of hers. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe she joins Team Bad? I don't know. Seems like Paige is going to be like that one-woman revolution or something. Back to that again. Like, so the Bellas were pretty much right in that. Like, that whole thing where Paige, like, no one trusted Paige because she, like, pretty much burned her bridges. And now here she goes again. Like, wow. I was hoping they'd bring that up, but no, she leaves, and then, like, the Bellas come out, and she's like, oh, poor Charlotte. Welcome to my world. When you succeed and you're on top, everyone else becomes jealous of you. Can you handle it? Paige couldn't. And do you think this gets any easier? Nope. In fact, start tonight, you're going to lose to my sister, and at our rematch, you're losing that title, too. So, Now it's Brie's turn to work the injured leg of Charlotte for a good, almost the entire portion of the match, till Charlotte escapes with an Enziguri neckbreaker spear figure out Brie taps. And the next match is Sheamus versus Mark Henry, which goes about as well as you'd expect. Sheamus still frustrated over last night, so he's kind of distracted. Henry actually does block the 10 boots of the barrier. Like, he catches the fist and just like powers out, so he gets like something in there. Something for Botchamania, whatever episode he's up to. Holy shit, he's in like the 200s. Like, you think I have a lot of episodes or something? Ooh. He's up there like probably near 250 or a little past that. Again, it's hard to, because they keep getting taken down by YouTube, mostly. But yeah, something for Botchamania. Sheamus clearly misses Mark Henry with that bro kick by like a mile. So do-over, and Sheamus finally does get it and win the match. You know, and they're chanting like he looks stupid. He's like, "Chant all you want. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Just a matter of time, fella." Someone put a Hulk in me potato. Backstage with Kane and the Authority, Triple H does not have a problem with Kane making the match for Cena and Seth for the U.S. title. It's just, you know, we haven't heard from you. You show up last night all of a sudden, and it's like, what the fuck? And Kane's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And Steph's like, you don't insult our intelligence. You give it back, and you might have noticed beforehand, but they bring it up like because when they do a thing with Kane, while he was still director of operations and the Authority was still a thing, like their office would always have like this glass case, and in the case would be Kane's mask. And since the beginning, where Seth goes to talk to Triple H and Steph back in their locker room, you see Kane in the suit, and you see like the box, but there's no mask there anymore. So they're like, she's like, give it back. She holds out her hand, and Kane's like, yeah, slap her, slap me some, baby. Kane just all of a sudden becomes shit. like a fucking Gia pet, his comb over just becomes a fro. Oh my god. Oh, I wish I could Photoshop really hard right now, because I would just probably waste the entire day just trying to figure out how to put a Jew fro on corporate Kane. It'd probably be even funnier with the mask. Oh no! I was breaking myself earlier last night. I think I'll put that up at the end of the video so you. Oh, okay. Okay. That's probably why I didn't get any sleep. I was too jazzed on soda to laughing my ass off till like 2 a.m. Whenever that call ended. But yeah, she's like, give it back, and he slaps her, and she slaps her hand, and gives her 5, and I'm like, yeah. And Steph's like, no, I meant the mask, the one that used to sit in that glass case, and Kane's like, it's gone? Well, I don't know where it went. And she's like, don't play dumb with me. She's like, don't play dumb with me. What are you doing? Where's the mask? And Kane's like, last I saw it, I gave it to you, remember? And if you lost it, I can see we'd have a very big problem. But I'll look for it, and you'll be the first to know if I find it. Great seeing you again. Bye. Corporate good. Pooch finds Natty backstage, and she's like, oh, you're gonna lecture me on all the things I did wrong? And Natty's like, no, you made a lot of good points, but you're not the only diva that's frustrated and wants to lash out. I get it. I get it. But you acted unprofessional. That was Charlotte's moment, and You won the Divas title your first night. How would you feel if you looked up to somebody and they turned on you like you did to Charlotte? And I'm like, are they referencing AJ Lee without saying her name? I'm like, possibly. But it's like, oh, don't play mother hen. You haven't been here. You know, you still even work here? And Natty's like, yeah. In fact, I have a match with Naomi. And as your friend, because I care, I say the only person stopping you is you. New Day out tonight. Xavier with what looks like a kit to fix his trombone, walking not so gingerly to the ring. He's still selling him going through a table last night like a boss. So I'm like, yay. Good, selling. It's not something I'm used to seeing because you get all these athletes like, I'm back the next day and I guess that's more like a heel thing where it's like, okay, you gotta sell it. Like, so I'm like, it's okay. Just, I don't know. I guess I haven't seen it in a while, so I was like, maybe I would have applauded it less if more people sold. But I'm like, yeah. Well, back from commercial, Xavier has, I thought it was like a kit. Like he had like a small, like it looked like a very small briefcase or something. Like a tiny kit to maybe like fix his trombone. Because I thought that got broke like last Sunday. But they're back from commercial and Xavier has like a piece of the table in like a diagnostics bag. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be gold. Oh, I was laughing my ass off just at that. The most over and their heels. I told you. But again, heels are they stir the shit basically, and they give the fixes purpose almost. But yeah, they're like, after the Dudleys put me through a table, the WWE medical team had to remove this piece of wood from my buttocks. And Kofi's like, how many more people must suffer before we say enough is enough? And it's time for a change. Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change. That's why I kicked your leg out of your leg. All right. Got it out my damn system. The Dudleys are a menace that must be stopped. And Biggie like, oh, okay, I see you're kind of channeling Trump or the Republicans. You know, pretty much shitting all over them. He's like, let's build a wall around Dudleyville. A strong wall, a high wall, a great wall to protect us. And feel the rock. Apples, oranges, like... It's kind of like that when he gets all like preacher, because that's his thing now. Like he's the big preacher. It's like, brothers and sisters, you know, a great wall to protect us, our laws, our values, and our furniture. And Kofi's like, together we can make WWE great again and save the tables. Biggie and Kofi team with Rusev, who's none too happy with Summer for good reason, versus the Dudleys with a Titantron somehow. They have a new Titantron, but somehow even lazier than the Gregory Helms face disinterested look shades Gregory Helms in the bottom loop. Lather and repeat. Gregory Helms. Longest reigning cruiserweight champion. Long live Gregory Helms. Long may he reign. Still licorice up Dolph Ziggler, the team with the Dudleys. No Lana on the crotch this time, so I'm like, okay, that was just awkward. I'm glad they stopped that. But he's got some pink on too, so I'm thinking Ziggler's in the Hart Foundation. Love the camaraderie from the heels. Summer and Xavier conversing, and then Xavier, it was playing a theme. I couldn't make it. It was like or something like that, and thankfully, Cole caught it and was like, oh, that's Rusev's theme. I'm like, yeah, it is. Wow. I just missed that one. I'm like, what is he doing a theme? Is he doing a video game? It sounds like is that like a boss level for like Double Dragon? I don't know. I'm like, he's like, burr, 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 or something like that. Burr, 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 burr. I'm like, yeah. He's got that tricep meat too, and he does put that over. He's like, look at that tricep meat. He's like, not Big E's level, but still like the tree trunk legs of Rusev. Just Because Big E's like, Jesus, he runs too fast. That motherfucker's starting a brush fire. Woo! Ziggler, as usual, is the guy who has to take the most of the heels' offense before he gets that hot tag over to one of the Dudleys. And when he does, they eventually get a "What's up" spot from the Dudleys and Ziggler. Ziggler sent running to the ropes by Rusev, and the trombone's there to greet him as Rusev sends him to the ropes. He's like, "Brrr." And Ziggler's like, "The fuck are you doing?" Super kick. And then he turns around for Rusev to super kick him. He's like, I'll see your super kick and raise you a pinfall. Hey, heels win. Nice. Like, hey, the camaraderie. They had camaraderie, so they won. And Ziggler was just like, I'm gonna sell all the offense, and then be like, I'll talk to these guys. So I'm like, yay. The team with the better camaraderie wins. I was like seeing that. Naomi versus Natalya from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Fuck you, train. Great back and forth. Nice kip up from both these ladies. Starting to see Naomi improving in her own right a little bit, and Natalya still kind of established herself as a great wrestler. Like I said, I dare say the Divas are the most compelling thing outside of the New Day, just because they're always amazing on the mic, and they're the new Edge and Christian, and like the hilarious like weird bullshit. Because I thought they were amazing. Because you got that, and you got like the Freebird rule. I'm like, oh. And then they bring in the trombone for like something else. Like, that's never been done before. I'm like, oh, this is fucking golden. And we're gonna all collectively say fuck you to the booking when they break those guys up. Because no tag team stays together forever. They gotta do it. It's like, weirdly, the Dudleys never had a falling out in WWE. They had it in TNA, and that's when he became Bully Ray. So I thought that was weird. But yeah, the Matt and Jeff, they did that a couple of times. And Edge and Christian, they had that one thing where it was like during the invasion of the King of the Ring tournament, because Edge won King of the Ring, and Christian was like, he's the one holding the trophy. Like, I should have won this. And now he's all of a sudden he's jealous of that, and so there was like a big, I think they were fighting for that, and then like the Intercontinental Championship as well. So Edge had like that, and which back then, of course, was like the workhorse mid-card title, which actually meant something, and now that's become the U.S. title, maybe again now that Cena's holding it. So I'm like, fingers crossed for the White Boy Challenge or whatever he's doing, the U.S. Open Challenge. Kevin Owens maybe bring back prestige to the Intercontinental title. I didn't hate Ryback for holding it. I was just like, I was a little more indifferent to him, but maybe like a good heel can kind of keep that together. And like I said, break Owens break is what I'm hoping for that, like that curse, because it was Daniel Bryan, and then I think like Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, or it was like Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, and then also Ryback, and they came back with it or something like that. Like a couple people for a while with the IC title would just get injured and just be out for like a while. But anyway, again, both these divas are doing really, really well, and so they both got to make a statement after what happens. I'm like, okay, cool. And then it turns into like Sasha Banks grabbing the leg of Natalya, and Naomi wins with the rear view. So I'm like, that happened. My team won. I can't hate that completely. I'm just like, would have given them maybe a few more minutes. So now we're back to, I'm just like, eh. Seth's back waiting all night for the next plan from the Authority. Steph's like, Kane's got it out of his system. He's in the suit. He knows his corporate responsibility. It's just like, the fuck are you talking about? You've known him for decades. He's gonna disembowel me. And Triple H's like, enough! You worry about Cena, we'll worry about Kane, okay? And Big Show Cesaro feud continues here tonight, and if Cesaro's ribs are 100%, Show's clubbing blows to the midsection puts that to the test. And yes, we know you're a giant. Does he do that like every week? And I'm just now noticing. I remember PM bringing it up and like I'm a giant. Well, it's the big pump. I got that smoke in my. Yeah, I'm the big pump. Come on, crank it up and purposely kill all my Pokemon and run out of names to call them, and this theme got away from me too long, and I'm getting winded now. I'm a giant! PM, stop purposely killing your Pokemon. I'm having fun. That sounded more like Vince McMahon. I'm having fun. Shut up. Ah. No chance. That's what my Pokemon has. I'm all over the goddamn place now. It's this voice. No, it's this voice. No, it's this voice. It's Yamaza, Yafasa, Yamaza, Yamaza. God damn. See what happens when I don't get enough sleep? I start to lose the plot more often than usual. Ugh. I figure since Big Show has, like, to be fed to Lesnar on his Go to Hell tour, and Cesaro has... the Big Show would win. And he does. Cool spot with Cesaro off the apron suplexing the Big Show. He had a lot of help with the ropes, but still kind of a cool spot. But Show gets back up, and sure enough, KO punch. That's the match. Big Show on the mic later says, boo me all you want. This is a message for Lesnar. October 3rd, Madison Square Garden. Maybe you forgot who I am. I'm the greatest giant this business has ever seen. Survivor Series 2002, the next big thing. Nobody could pin him, right? I did. Well, he had help from Paul Heyman turning heel on him, but he did. We've got history. He knows I can't stand him. No way I'm going to Suplex City, even though Cesaro kind of suplexed you already. Well, again, he had the rope leverage, but you already took a side trip to the Suplex City kiosk, and Cesaro was there. He was like, "Hi, I'm Cesaro. I used to have a first name, and I used to have I have my own section, and I used to have a tag team partner, and I used to be good in the mid card until they decided to not anymore. Now I'm languishing here like Roman Reigns is." Brock on his Go to Hell tour. Shut the fuck up, dog. God damn it. Where was I? I was talking about the Big Show. He's like, no way I'm going to Suplex City. Brock's on his Go to Hell tour. He's gonna be in hell after I'm done with him. Luke Harper says to Arton, I hear voices too. Yarr. Oh, okay. Well, now I have to bring it up at the end. Luke Harper says to Orton, stop it, stomach. Don't you start. God damn it. Maybe I should switch the headset for these? I don't know. My mic is a little too good. A little too good. Yeah. I want to sound professional. Luke Harper to Orton. Yeah, I hear voices too. His voice. Bray saved me and taught me to learn from my mistakes. Apparently, Randy, you haven't. Strowman says, caught a snake once. Skinned it. Drank its blood. It's in a better place now. Thank you for sharing? At least it didn't take you like 5-10 minutes of The Undertaker and the Big Show to go on and on about taking skinning the snake, making boots out of it, and then I left him out in the desert and he walked back. I thought, some people argue that. I thought at the time he was telling like a pretty compelling story. And then Jericho comes out. He's like, personification of evil, more like personification of boredom. And I think Undertaker like shot on him like, I've had more shower time than you've ring time, or whatever he said. And it's like, wow. Nobody talks smack like the Undertaker. He's one in a million. Bray says, they all fall down, so will you. John Cena doing his usual thing, getting announced by Lillian because it's a title match, and Seth just Pearl Harbors the guy before the bell even rings. It's like, fuck this, I'm kicking his ass now. I say keep hitting him. You can't have that, it's unlikely you're getting that U.S. title back from Cena now, so just make it so Cena doesn't have it either. Like, that would be it, but like, if I was Triple H, I'd be like, you worry about Cena. He embarrassed you, and in turn embarrassed us, the authority as a whole. Take him out. Like, I'd be like Kreese, like, like take him out, and that one guy's like, Sensei, I can beat this guy, and he's like, I don't want him beat, but I'll be disqualified. Out of commission. Like, come on, Seth, put him in a body bag, yeah! Jesus. Yeah, it's, you know, and then on SmackDown, you'd be like, who the fuck's boring now, bitches? Like, you know, to say I'm boring now, look what I did. I took out the most lame, boring guy in the company. You're welcome. Yeah. What now? What now? What? So that's all Rollins right now as he struggles to get that 3 until Cena fights back and has some near falls of his own. Pedigree countered into the AA, back into the pedigree. Counter and gets caught into that corner powerbomb. Side suplex for a very near fall. Cena escapes Rollins' top rope attempt. STF as Rollins mixed to the ropes. Rollins frog splash on Cena, who rolls through and turns it to an AA to retain. And then Kane on the Titantron advising Seth after the match to be the best world champ you can be, because there's always somebody out there ready to take it from you. Some you can't even imagine in your worst of nightmares. And Masked Kane does his, I'm going to come up from under the ring and then drag the other dude through the hole into hell to spot to close out Raw. I'm like, oh, he's done this before, dude. It's always like a cool spectacle, but you get like smoke. I'm like, is PM under there? They'll never find me under the ring. I keep... Maybe that's my fault. I went to like... I had the PM voice like the... And then I biggied it, and I always thought he sounded like a... I always thought I was doing Hercule, but that's not quite Hercule. Hercule's more like, yeah, I defeated Majin Buu. Yeah, I defeated Cell. Yeah, I'm going to be the greatest, baby. Look at my two-fro. Hercule. Doesn't sound very Jewish. Mr. Satin, was it? I have shirts like that. SmackDown opens with the director of operations saying WWE's on fire. Who better to come back and handle that fire than someone of my expertise? I see what you did there. Tonight, the new Intercontinental Champion Kevin Owens teams up with Rusev. Okay, they kind of did that before, so I was expecting that they're going to take on Ryback and Ziggler. Okay, their respective opponents. Luke Harper versus Reigns. No outside interference, because Dean Ambrose is barred from ringside. And while I'm at it, Braun Strowman also barred. Okay, cool. Out comes Rollins that interrupts and is tired of the Bruce Banner nonsense, as he says. You know, everyone knows under that suit you're the Demon King. And Kane's like, as director of operations, I've learned a lot about conflict resolution, so come on down. Seth's like, no. What about the pay-per-view? Or what about Monday when you fucking pulled me into you did your drag me to hell spot? I'm like, oh, Seth, you say you haven't lost your sense of humor. Who's here talking to you now? Some demon from the depths of hell determined to inflict immeasurable suffering on you till you scream in agony? Or a guy in a suit? Your friend? And the guy that helped you become the champ you are now. It sounds like, why are you doing this? I didn't do anything to you. Lesnar's the one who broke your leg. You're not fit to be the director. You're not welcome around me or my championship. Like I say this as a colleague, a friend. You need help. Kane's like, I'll take it under advisement. But you interrupted me before I made the main event. You versus Dean Ambrose. Booker saying you. Oh, the commentary was golden here. Like Booker's like, you can function as long as you have your meds, and Jerry's like, the fuck are you talking about? Hey, you can't see the forest for the trees. Fucking Kane wants the title. What's wrong with you? So I'm like, wow. Point to King on that one. Roman versus Luke with none of the usual interference. So I'm like, yeah, it's just one-on-one. Okay, I may like Kane back as director of operations. He made these two go at it. Wish this match could have gone on a little bit longer, honestly. Both go for powerbombs really early, but they fight out, and Roman raining all over Luke. Goes for some Samoan drop till he gets barraged with elbows till Roman just second wins it. Just, Samoan drop him anyway. Big time boot from Harper to the outside, making Roman drop hard on that outside floor and brings him back in. Back senton. Everyone's using that nowadays. Like, I think just Owens, like, again, those NXT guys really stepped up the game of everybody, I think. I like it. I wish I watched NXT. I gotta remember that, I think it's like in October, that 30-minute, like, if I don't see any NXT, I want to at least see that women's match. Although I gotta say, I like the idea of the Vaudevillians, their new tag team champions, because they're like, meh. Do they do the voices or something like that? I don't know. They look kind of cool. They come into that sepia tone. I haven't seen much. And I had stuck in my head. SAWFT. Yeah, soda jalopy. Nice to mish. Say capiche. You're being too caprice or something. I don't know. Catchy as fuck, man. Yeah, I can see what those guys would be over. Yeah. And you can't touch that. But yeah, just I can see NXT just guys stepping up their game. And Owens, like everybody's using the senton. Like everyone's a big fan of Kevin Owens, and he's your new Intercontinental Champion. I'm like, hey, cool. Powerbomb for a very close near fall. Roman goes into Superman punch and spear for the win. Again, I wish this match could have gone on a little bit longer. Like, I don't think this maybe when, like, they came back from commercial break at the start of this match, I think. It was something like that. Because this was, like, after Kane's little promo there in this. But, yeah. New Day on the mic. Can you feel the excitement in the air? October 3rd. Madison Square Garden on the network. I'm like, oh, Madison Square Garden. Can't pick a better venue. It's one of the big ones. We finally put an end to the Dudleys. Goodbye, Devon. Goodbye, Booty Ray. Don't let the door hit you when a New Day split you. Got him. They get interrupted by their opponents, the men that forgot the original Sin Cara, a.k.a. Tim Tiftosk, for short. I don't know. It's the best I can do. Maybe, maybe I turn it to you guys in the comments. You can probably think of a better name than me. Instead of the men that forgot the original Sin Cara. I'm just being clever. And then I shortened it to Tim Tiff. What is it? Tim Tiftosk. Tim Tiftosk. The men that forgot the original Sin Cara. Tim Tiftosk. Sounds like Mixelplitz or Tipsism or whatever. Tim Tiftosk. Ooh, summon the great Tim Tiftosk. Beautiful over-the-top rope plancha from Sin Cara and a double backflip off the turnbuckles from Kalisto and Neville. And then Woods just rolls back into the ring complaining like, oh, my eye. And Kofi on the outside, like Sin Cara's coming in. Kofi grabs his leg. So Sin Cara's like, the fuck you, get the fuck off me. And he kicks him off and just in time to get kneed to the face from Woods for 3. Cesarbo? Antonio Dallas? Antonio? Okay, the two are having a match and Bo comes out second saying, I feel your pain. I too stood toe-to-toe with devastating foes. I survived Suplex City while you struggle getting past Big Show Boulevard. I don't know how to do the Bo version of... It's probably like, You'd probably do it like really awkwardly. Luckily, I've the roadmap to life, and if you want to achieve all your goals, all you have to do is believe! Cesaro against someone about the same size as him for once, so he can show off some really innovative shit at the start of this match. Like moves I can't even, like, begin to describe. You have to watch this match. like, whatever the fuck that was. Like, well, the commentary's not going to help me out on this one. They're too busy, like, putting over the network or whatever they were doing. I don't know. Again, I tape these, so sometimes I'm like... but anyway, off the apron, and Bo yanks the apron itself, so Cesaro falls back first on the side. Just a really bad landing. Again, he's taking a lot of punishment in that midsection. Bo Dallas immediately on top of Cesaro after that. During that, Cesaro gets this really fancy-looking roll-up bridge combination for the win. Like it's... He's got his shoulders down, and he's got both of his legs hooked, so it looked amazing. I hope if he's still doing the single thing, I hope he continues to use that, because it's like, you know, it's going to make the guy who breaks out of that look like $1 million, or they're going to waste it on the next guy that comes down the pike and be like, well, so much for that. Be like, roll him up and don't toss that finish away. Charlotte and Becky Lynch on the mic. Charlotte says, Becky and I wanted to thank you all for believing in the Divas Revolution. Paige comes out and says, I've never been a team player, never apologized before. I'm new to the whole sincerity thing. I shouldn't have dumped on you Monday. Becky, I said you were the least relevant of all the divas, but that won't stop you from being Divas champ and proving all of us wrong. Charlotte, I'm glad you're champ. A little bit sad too, because I don't think you're woman enough to handle defending that. You know, I started this revolution, so I think I deserve a little recognition. And Natalya comes out now and, you know, at some point Charlotte's like, yeah, you're right. You do kind of suck at apologies. Natalya comes out and has some words. She's like, I couldn't be more proud of this next generation of divas. I can't remember the last time I was excited to come to work. Well, actually I do. It was when you won the Paige. You won your title. You won the title your first night here. Backstage I hugged you because I was proud of you and you earned it. You're my friend and I can't imagine you being jealous that Charlotte's the champion now. You're better than that. And Paige is like, yeah, I am better than that. In fact, I'm better than you. You let the revolution pass by, and you're trying to cling on us youthful divas to try and retain some relevancy. And then she bitch slaps Natalya and leaves. I'm like, continuing the heel turn, continuing the one-woman revolution, I guess. While bringing... Natalya's been kind of out for a while. I'm glad she's involved in things now, even though she's... I don't know, maybe she's like that old... Now she's like... I don't want to say old, I apologize. It's veteran. Because I don't want to insult Natalya like that, because... I feel bad for her, because, just almost every time I'm on Twitter, I see Keep It 5-Star doing something with, because he watches Total Divas, I guess, because I guess they're ongoing the Natalya and Tyson Kidd. I just want him to notice me. And he's more noticing of Cesaro, his tag team partner. Is that? I thought that was just the wrestling thing. Maybe there's something to that. I don't want to read too much into that because I don't know. So, again, I don't watch Total Divas. Don't care to either. Not watching the Bella Twins show. Sorry. I might come around if Sasha Banks was on that show, maybe. But I can tape shit now and do VR. Maybe we can just fast forward all the Bella stuff that I don't, I like everybody else. Well, the Bellas, when they're not being heel, are they're okay. They're more watchable than the heel in that show is clearly Eva Marie, because I've seen some of the stuff she does, and she's such a two-faced bitch to the Bellas at that WrestleMania thing. That I found clips of that on YouTube, and she was ugh. Wow, I'd want to rip her bleached red roots out too. I'd be like, yeah, okay. Maybe that's why I don't watch Divas, because I'm defending the Bellas. I'm like, they've been here years. I'm like, yeah, I could argue that. You thought you would amount more to eye candy. You made your point. I'm just how you went about it, and you barely defended it. It's just, wrestling aspect. I was like, but I bet they're nice. They've been around for 8 years, they said, so they're kind of out for a while and then back in again, so it wasn't consistent 8 years, but still, hey, 8 years, it's gonna be a lifetime for some people. Some people aren't even here for the WWE for 8 months. But anyway, tag match between Owens Machka versus the Ziggleback is what I've been calling him. Rusev getting in Ziggler's face during this match, screaming, I'll beat you on Raw, I'm better than you. No one envying Ziggler out here right now. He's getting worked on by these two big bad athletes of Kevin Owens and Rusev. Even SmackDown piped in crowds are more over for Lana in this match than anybody else competing in this match. I'm like, wow. So yeah, this put me in a kind of a bad mood. I'm like, wow, really? Raw would have been more likely to probably cheer for, I guess, Kevin Owens mostly. Pay-per-view crowds would have definitely been all over Owens, because he's their boy, and you know what? Yeah, I can see why. Because seeing not much of Ring of Honor, but there was a best of Ring of Honor of Kevin Steen, and his theme was good too over there, just a theme that just says "fuck your promotion." Wow, never seen or heard that before either. No way you could get away with that in WWE. Fuck McMahon, Baron Arrow, fuck Dunn, fuck fuck the Authority and fuck the Double E. What? Something like no way you could get away with that. I don't care what generation you're in, they wouldn't do that at all. Man. Yeah, I just thought the SmackDown Pike didn't crash chain line. I was like, oh, wow, way to miss the boat on that one. Ryback gets the tag and begins to clean house till Rusev spin kicks him and stuns him. Catches another kick from Ryback. About to set up a meat hook and sees Owens and like sends him away. Rusev huge kick on the right on the button. Like, pow! And Owens at that point just takes his IC title after getting shoved off by like he's on the rope and Ryback sees him, but just shoves him off. So Owens takes his IC title and leaves. And he's like, yeah, I guess he thought the match was over. And it might have been if Rusev went for a goddamn cover during that. But no, he's got to be distracted. He's going to be like, where are you going? He's like, you got this, man. I got my prize. I'm good. I'm leaving. You got this. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. And I was like, nope. It's got to be 2-on-1 so the faces win just after getting pretty much dominated. So I'm like, oh. I hate endings like that, man. It's just like... It's become all of Charlotte's matches, and she's going to become very uninteresting if that keeps up, if she keeps doing that. Like, hopefully, this Monday, like, she's... I don't know if she'll be 100%, but she's better, and maybe, like, starts to show off, like, what she can do, because I'm sure she was, like, over there at NXT, and was, like... I think she was the champ over there, too. She was, like... She had... I don't remember. I remember... Like I said, I didn't watch much NXT, so I'm not sure. I had to imagine she probably was champion at some point, and then like she beat somebody or lost it to Sasha Banks. I don't recall. Anyway, Renee interviewing the Dudleys backstage. Bubba says, New Day acts like, you know, I get it. You like the New Day. They're entertaining. You know, I get you. But New Day comes out here. They act like they care about the universe. Act like they're caring about the tables. The only thing they don't act like are champions. And Saturday, October 3rd, New York City, our backyard, me and Devon change that and become 10-time tag team champions. And Devon says, this ain't about tables, it's about the championships. And primetime players come in to interrupt and they're like, hey, Dudleys, we want to wish you good luck. And, you know, when New Day gets dealt with, you know, it's our time again, you know? It's. I guess Bubba was gonna go over to them and be like, "Those motherfuckers disrespecting me, coming over my time." Devon's like, "No." You Devon, the voice of reason, that he's like, "Yeah, we'll worry about them later. We got the match, you know, with the New Day. Let's focus on that first, you know." I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool, like, you know. And then then on the other end, JoJo is interviewing Seth Rollins. He says, make no mistake, King's a living, breathing demon. Something snapped in him, but the Authority, all of us needs to talk King to getting some help. And, what? I'm facing Dean Ambrose? It's a big deal. I do what I've always done in matches with him and beat him. And that match is up next. Almost a ref bump by the end of this, which allows Seth to bring a thumb to Dean's eye, corner powerbomb, flame explosion spot. The Kane pyro goes off, and it distracts Seth long enough for Dean to roll him up and win. And Seth is screaming to Kane now. He's like, where are you? You want to play games with me? You know who I am, what I'm capable of. You continue to mess with me, and you're going to suffer the same fate anyone else that steps in this ring with me. I keep forgetting to do, like, overlay, because now SmackDown is starting to do, like, that cut-off portion, so I don't know what happened. And I think that was roughly around the end, because he dropped the mic and then his music plays, so I'm like, okay, it's over. And I was already seeing Kane, like, still in the suit backstage just watching, like, the pyro went off, but he didn't come out. So he's back there, like, that spot where they're backstage and they're watching the stuff through, like, them little TVs. That's where Kane was. So I'm like, okay, that was probably the ending. So, but yeah, I gotta remember, especially on taping these, because I haven't watched SmackDown Live in a while, because I'm always, like, trying to keep up with streams, upload things, watch things. I don't really watch that much TV outside of Toonami, and I gotta watch all that at some point. I know Sword Art ended. Still gotta watch the ending of that. Ignoring the huge clusterfuck that was the season 2 of reverting Asuna into just damsel in distress, and the whole kind of the incest thing going on, like, ignoring that Sword Art was okay. Especially near the end, because you were focused on Asuna. It's like, all right, I guess we've got to rebuild her now and make her kind of like sympathetic and dealing with her mom and all that stuff with Yuki. How serious that got. I was like, wow, I'm like, okay, was not expecting this at all. I'm like, okay, this is the good kind of not expecting. And then, last season I was hit with like those things. I was like, okay, I can see why people jumped off on this series. And a lot of people are saying like how it sucks and how it's inferior in every way to Dot Hack, which I was a little younger back then and didn't really catch most of that. I was like, not for me. I'm older now and I can give things a chance a couple of times, so I'm like, okay. Like back then I wasn't really paying that close attention to certain animes. I was like, this is kind of boring. Everyone's just talking too much. I can get older now and I appreciate it now. I was too young to fully grasp it. So, but yeah, the new thing's coming out. What is it? Parasite or monster or something like that? Like his hand's a fucking thing and everyone's like all freaky monsters and shit. And I'm like, this looks interesting. Okay, so I'm cool with that. But yeah, that's the podcast. Once again, sorry this took so long. Like, wow. Again, the dogs, the troon, and usually have stuff in the background to drown them out. This is part of the thing, too, because I tend to ramble on. This episode especially, because, oh my god, what are they... Like I said, I only got... Because I was down, like, 5-ish, and I think I woke up 6-ish? I don't even think I got the full hour. That's the crazy thing, because I know I started trying to catch up on some of the stuff while I was scripting some of the stuff for the podcast, like at 7-ish, and it's now 10, mostly because the dog kept interrupting me, so 3 hours and condense it to probably like an hour and change or something like that for like stuff. And again, I'm gonna look into like what I'm gonna do for like maybe the next episode will be like the last one-player podcast. I might change it down. I might be like the not-so one-player podcast. Maybe like a trial method before I start doing stuff, or maybe I'll just... Because I'm coming up on like 30. I'm like, either way, that's like a good way to end it off before I decide like, okay, I'm going to start doing this, or maybe I start doing it monthly in this, or something like that. Maybe that would be easier to start just bringing people together and we just start talking about pay-per-views and the lead-up. It's like I said, I'm gonna talk to people I know. I'm gonna talk to friends. Some of you are listening to this. Maybe you can give me some feedback on what you'd like to see. And again, I know Archgrid was the only one to respond to last week's question of doing this monthly, so I can focus on LP. So I'm like, yeah, I can do more of that. I don't know if you get the reply or did that or not, because the was acting weird. I had to type in your name above. I don't know if that counted. I had your name up there. I had to put it in like the comment box instead of the reply box, because the reply box just wasn't working. So. If you didn't get that, I'm saying it now. But anyway. Oh, well, there's the train again. God damn it. That's a good enough time to end it on, well, 1 second. Alright, I hit the button at the end, and I'm gonna see it come up, and I'm probably gonna lose my shit again as soon as it loads. Alright, come on. Is it not doing it? Come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What is it doing? Is it loading? Is it supposed to be there? This is why it was up all night. I'll forget who posted it. I had to save this picture, and I'll show it to you now so you can get some context as to... It was the Sonic Blue Skies like Skype thing for a while. I don't know if he's still using it, but just mentioning like yar. That's the most uninteresting. Okay, I'm not sending the